The Council's mockery. The crystalline spires of New Geneva Station sparkled like frozen lightning against the backdrop of Jupiter's swirling storms. Inside the station's Grand Assembly, Dr. Sarah Chen watched as representatives from 27 alien civilizations laughed at humanity's latest research presentation. High Counselor Zixtal, their tentacles shimmering with bioluminescent mirth, gestured at the holographic display of Earth's newest quantum research facility. Your species still believes consciousness affects quantum states. How charmingly primitive. The assembled delegates chittered and buzzed with amusement. Sarah maintained her diplomatic smile, though her fingers clenched tightly around her data tablet. 6 years of work at the Quantum Consciousness Initiative, and these beings dismissed it as primitive superstition. They couldn't know that deep beneath the Antarctic ice, her team had already achieved what these advanced races deemed impossible. We appreciate the Council's feedback, Sarah responded, her voice steady. Humanity acknowledges we have much to learn from our galactic neighbors. The practiced humility made her throat burn, but it was necessary. Let them laugh. Let them dismiss Earth as a backwater world of dreamers and theorists. Ambassador Krell, a towering arthropoid from the Centauri Alliance, clicked his mandibles in what passed for their version of a condescending smile. Perhaps in another millennium, humans might grasp basic in-dimensional physics. Until then, we recommend focusing on more achievable goals. Sarah bowed slightly and took her seat in the observer section, reserved for species too developmentally young to hold full council membership. The familiar sting of exclusion was tempered by what she knew. In less than 24 hours, everything would change. Her quantum neural link buzzed with an encrypted message from Dr. James Morrison, her research partner. Final test successful. QC7 is ready. Sarah suppressed a smile as the council moved on to discussing trade routes and colonial disputes. None of them understood that consciousness wasn't just an observer of quantum phenomena. It was the key to controlling it. Humanity hadn't been trying to measure quantum states. They'd been learning to shape reality itself through directed thought. The Quantum Consciousness Initiative had started as a fringe research project, studying why human observation seemed to have a stronger effect on quantum systems than automated sensors. What they discovered had changed everything. Human consciousness possessed a unique quantum signature, one that could be amplified and directed. While the aliens had focused on brute force technology to bend spacetime, humanity had discovered a backdoor in reality itself. The QCI-7 wasn't just a ship. It was humanity's first thought-driven quantum vessel, capable of manipulating spacetime through the focused consciousness of its pilot. As the council session drew to a close, Sarah received another encrypted message, this time from Admiral Helena Torres at Earth Command. Anomaly detected in Proxima Centauri. Class 9 gravity distortion. Council assistance request incoming. Sarah's heart raced. They had known something like this would come. The galaxy was full of dangers that conventional technology couldn't handle. Now humanity would have its chance to prove its worth, not through speeches or presentations, but through action. High Counselor Zixtal's voice cut through her thoughts. This session is adjourned. And Dr. Chen, do let us know when humanity achieves its first successful quantum entanglement experiment. We do so enjoy these presentations. More laughter rippled through the chamber. Sarah stood, gathered her materials, and walked out with her head held high. Let them laugh while they could. In less than a day, those laughs would turn to gasps of astonishment. As she made her way to her quarters, Sarah's quantum neural link displayed the latest data from the QCI-7's tests. The ship's quantum field was stable, its consciousness interface was functioning perfectly, and its pilot, Sarah's twin sister Maya, was ready for humanity's greatest revelation. Tomorrow, the galaxy would learn that humanity's greatest strength wasn't in building bigger engines or stronger weapons. It was in understanding that consciousness itself was the key to unlocking the universe's deepest mysteries. And while the Council's advanced races had been looking down on Earth, humanity had quietly revolutionized the nature of space travel itself. Sarah looked out at Jupiter's eternal storms and smiled. Soon, very soon, no one would be laughing anymore. Project Quantum Leap. 3 kilometers beneath Antarctic ice, Maya Chen floated in the crystalline pilot chamber of the QCI-7. The quantum interface fluid surrounding her body glowed with a soft blue luminescence, each ripple reflecting her thoughts. Through the chamber's transparent walls, she could see the massive quantum core pulsing with energy, humanity's greatest achievement, hidden from the galaxy's prying eyes. Neural synchronization at optimal levels. Dr. Morrison's voice came through her quantum link. Maya, your consciousness signature is perfectly aligned with the ship's systems. Maya closed her eyes, feeling the quantum field extending from her mind. The QCI-7 wasn't just a vessel she piloted. It was becoming an extension of her consciousness. Years of training had prepared her for this moment, teaching her to extend her thoughts beyond the boundaries of conventional spacetime. Initiating final test sequence, Admiral Torres announced from the control center. Maya, take us through the protocols. With a thought, Maya activated the ship's quantum core. The surrounding fluid rippled with increasing intensity as her consciousness merged with the vessel's systems. Unlike conventional ships that forced their way through spacetime, the QCI-7 worked by allowing its pilot to perceive reality at the quantum level, and then reshape it. Phase 1 initiated, Maya reported, her voice calm despite the enormous energy flowing through her consciousness. Quantum field stable, beginning reality interface. The air around the ship began to shimmer as Maya's enhanced consciousness reached out to touch the quantum fabric of space itself. This was what the aliens had missed in all their advanced calculations. The human mind wasn't just an observer of quantum phenomena, it was a participant. Through her quantum link, Maya could sense the growing crisis at Proxima Centauri. The gravity distortion was expanding, threatening to tear apart 3 inhabited systems. The Council's ships were already gathering, but their conventional drives and shields would be useless against a quantum-level threat. Phase 2 complete, Maya announced. Reality interface synchronized, ready for dimensional shift. Dr. Morrison's voice carried a note of excitement he couldn't quite suppress. All readings are green. Maya, you have permission to execute a short-range quantum jump. Maya took a deep breath, letting her consciousness expand further into the quantum field. The aliens thought humanity was struggling with basic quantum entanglement, but they had already moved far beyond that. They had learned that consciousness itself could entangle with reality, allowing for manipulation of spacetime at its most fundamental level. With careful precision, Maya focused her thoughts on a point 500 kilometers above the facility. In conventional space, such a jump would require enormous energy and complex calculations. But through the quantum consciousness interface, it was as natural as reaching out to touch something. The QCI-7 shimmered, its form becoming indistinct as Maya's consciousness rewrote the local rules of reality. There was no violent acceleration, no flash of light, just a gentle shift as the ship and its pilot phased through spacetime itself. Quantum jump successful, Admiral Torres reported, her voice tight with controlled excitement. Position confirmed at target coordinates, all systems nominal. Maya opened her eyes, seeing Earth's curvature through the facility's external sensors. The jump had been perfect, proving that the technology was ready. Humanity's first quantum consciousness vessel had just revolutionized space travel, and the galaxy didn't even know it yet. Incoming priority message from New Geneva Station, Dr. Morrison announced. The Council is calling an emergency session. The Proxima Centauri situation has deteriorated. They're requesting all available ships. Admiral Torres's voice carried a hint of satisfaction. Perfect timing. Maya, prepare for return jump. Once you're back, we'll begin implementation of Operation Revelation. As Maya prepared to return the ship to its underground berth, she thought about her sister Sarah, facing the Council's condescension with diplomatic patience. Soon, those smug aliens would learn that while they had been laughing at humanity's primitive research, Earth had quietly solved problems they hadn't even recognized. The quantum jump back was as smooth as the first, the ship responding to Maya's thoughts with perfect precision. As the facility's systems secured the HFY-7, Maya could feel the excitement building among the project staff. Years of secret work were about to pay off. All systems secured, Maya reported, letting the quantum interface fluid drain from her chamber. The ship performs exactly as designed. We're ready. Admiral Torres nodded as Maya stepped out of the chamber. Good, because in 12 hours, the galaxy is going to learn exactly what humanity is capable of. And this time, nobody will be laughing. The revelation. The emergency council chamber was chaos incarnate. Holographic displays showed the growing quantum anomaly at Proxima Centauri, its violet-black mass consuming everything in its path. 3 evacuation fleets had already failed to penetrate the distortion field, their advanced drives useless against the warped space-time. High Counselor Zixtal's tentacles writhed with agitation. The anomaly has accelerated beyond our projections. At current expansion rates, it will reach the Centauri colonies within 6 hours. Sarah Chen stood quietly at the back of the chamber, watching the greatest ships in the galaxy fail one by one. The Arcturus Armada's quantum drives sparked and died. The Centauri's dimensional folders collapsed. Even the mysterious Zorak's time displacement vessels couldn't approach the anomaly. Perhaps, Sarah said, her voice cutting through the panic, Earth might offer assistance. The chamber fell silent before erupting in incredulous laughter. Ambassador Krell's mandibles clicked rapidly. With what? Your theoretical quantum research. This is no time for jokes, human. Sarah activated her neural link, connecting to the Antarctic facility. Maya, are you ready? HFY-7 prepped and awaiting coordinates. Maya's response came instantly. Just give the word. Sarah stepped forward, her movements deliberate. Council members, Earth requests permission to attempt an intervention. Denied. Zixtal's tentacles flashed warning colors. This crisis requires real solutions, not primitive experiments. Your ships would be destroyed instantly. Then you have nothing to lose by letting us try. Sarah countered, her voice firm. Unless you're afraid of being proven wrong about humanity's capabilities. The challenge hung in the air. Zixtal's bioluminescence pulsed with irritation. Fine. If Earth wishes to sacrifice a ship to prove a point, we will not stop you. But remember, human, the consequences of failure will be on your conscience. Sarah smiled. Understood. She opened a public channel to Earth Command. Admiral Torres, you have Council authorization. Commence Operation Revelation. The massive holographic display at the center of the chamber shifted to show Earth's orbital space. The alien representatives leaned forward, expecting to see a conventional ship launch. Instead, the space above Earth shimmered like heat waves over desert sand. The HFY-7 materialized in high orbit, its crystalline hull pulsing with quantum energy. Unlike the utilitarian designs of alien vessels, it was organic in form, almost alive. Waves of consciousness-driven quantum fields rippled across its surface. What manner of vessel is that? Ambassador Krell demanded, mandibles quivering. This is the HFY-7, Sarah announced, enjoying the stunned silence that followed. Earth's first quantum consciousness interface ship. And yes, the technology you mocked as primitive. It works. Inside the ship's pilot chamber, Maya Chen merged her consciousness with the quantum fields. The vessel responded instantly, its systems extending her awareness across space-time itself. She could feel the anomaly at Proxima Centauri, its chaotic quantum signatures disrupting the fabric of reality. Commencing quantum jump, Maya reported. The ship shimmered again and vanished. The council chamber erupted in shocked exclamations as the HFY-7 reappeared instantly at Proxima Centauri, bypassing the weeks of travel time required by conventional drives. The ship moved through the distorted space as if the anomaly's effects didn't exist. Impossible. Zixtal's tentacles were practically tied in knots. No drive system can function in that level of space-time distortion. We don't use a drive system. Sarah explained, her voice carrying a hint of pride. The HFY travels by merging human consciousness with quantum reality itself. While you were building bigger engines, we learned to think our way through space-time. On the display, Maya guided the ship directly into the heart of the anomaly. The HFY's quantum fields, extensions of her own consciousness, began to interact with the chaotic energy. Instead of fighting against the distortion, she was reading it, understanding it, reshaping it with the power of directed thought. Quantum signature analyzed. Maya's calm voice echoed through the chamber, beginning consciousness-guided reformation of local space-time matrix. The council members watched in absolute silence as the massive anomaly began to shrink, its violent energy being redirected and reshaped by the combined power of human consciousness and quantum technology. What their most powerful ships couldn't approach, much less affect, was being controlled by a single human pilot. Sarah looked around the chamber, meeting the shocked gazes of those who had laughed at humanity's research. You all assumed consciousness was just an observer of quantum phenomena. We discovered it was the key to controlling it. And while you were busy mocking our primitive understanding, we were building something none of you thought possible. The anomaly collapsed in on itself, disappearing in a final flash of quantum energy. The HFY hung in normal space, its hull still pulsing with the power of Maya's consciousness interface. Anomaly contained, Maya reported. Local space-time restored to normal parameters. Request permission to return to Earth orbit. The council chamber remained in stunned silence. Sarah allowed herself a small smile. I believe this demonstrates that humanity has something to contribute to the galactic community after all. Unless, of course, you still think we need another millennium to grasp basic in-dimensional physics. No one was laughing now. Paradigm shift. In the hours following the Proxima Centauri incident, New Geneva Station transformed from a symbol of humanity's subordinate status to the center of a diplomatic storm. Representatives from every major species crowded the conference halls, all demanding the same thing: access to Earth's quantum consciousness technology. Sarah Chen sat at the center of a circular table in the main negotiation chamber, surrounded by the very beings who had mockingly dismissed human research just days before. The HFY floated visible through the chamber's transparent ceiling, a constant reminder of humanity's achievement. The Centauri Alliance offers exclusive mining rights to 50 systems in exchange for quantum consciousness interface technology, Ambassador Krell announced, his mandibles working anxiously. The Zorak Collective will share our time displacement drive specifications, another delegate chittered. High Counselor Zixtal's tentacles rippled with diplomatic colors. The Council proposes immediate elevation of Earth to full membership status, with all associated privileges. Sarah let them talk, each offer more generous than the last. Through her neural link, she could sense Maya piloting the HFY above, her consciousness still merged with the quantum fields. The ship wasn't just a technological marvel. It was proof that humanity had understood something fundamental about reality that the other races had missed. Earth appreciates these generous offers, Sarah finally said, her voice cutting through the babble of competing proposals. But quantum consciousness interface technology isn't for sale or trade. The chamber erupted in protests. Zixtal's bioluminescence flashed with frustration. You cannot keep such technology to yourselves. The Council demands. The Council demanded nothing when they thought we were primitive. Sarah interrupted. In fact, you all found our research quite amusing. But quantum consciousness interface isn't just technology. It's a fundamentally different way of understanding reality. One that requires a complete paradigm shift in thinking. Through the ceiling, the HFY's hull pulsed with quantum energy, as if emphasizing her words. Maya's voice came through the public channel, detecting unusual quantum fluctuations at the edge of the solar system. Similar signature to the Proxima anomaly, but larger. The chamber's holographic displays shifted to show a massive distortion forming, far larger than the previous crisis. Zixtal's tentacles went pale. Our predictions, they were wrong. The Proxima event was just a precursor. Sarah stood, Her decision made. Earth will help contain this threat, but not by sharing our technology. Instead, we offer something else: partnership. The alien stared at her in confusion. Ambassador Krell clicked his mandibles. Explain. Quantum consciousness interface works because humans have a unique relationship with quantum reality, Sarah explained. But each species experiences consciousness differently. Instead of copying our technology, we propose working together to understand how each race's consciousness interacts with quantum fields. The chamber went quiet as the implications sank in. Sarah continued, "We'll establish a joint research initiative. Earth will share our understanding of consciousness quantum interaction, while other races contribute their scientific expertise. Together, we might discover completely new ways of manipulating reality." Through her neural link, Sarah received data from Earth Command. The new anomaly was growing exponentially, already larger than anything their models had predicted. They would need more than one QCI-7 to contain it. "The choice is yours," Sarah addressed the chamber. "Continue treating Earth as a primitive world to be patronized, or join us as equals in exploring consciousness itself as the key to understanding the universe." High Counselor Zixtal's tentacles shifted to a formal pattern. "The Council acknowledges that we may have been hasty in our previous judgments. We accept Earth's proposal for partnership." Other representatives quickly added their agreement, as the chamber filled with voices discussing cooperation instead of acquisition. Sarah smiled. Humanity had done more than prove its worth. It had changed the very nature of galactic civilization. Above, the QCI-7 continued its patrol. Maya's consciousness extended through quantum fields that only humans had thought to explore. The ship wasn't just a vessel anymore. It was a bridge between species, between different ways of perceiving reality itself. The growing anomaly would be their first test as true partners. But this time, humanity wouldn't face the challenge alone. They had shown the galaxy a new path, one that led not through brute force technology, but through understanding the profound connection between consciousness and the quantum nature of reality itself. "Maya," Sarah called through her neural link, "prepare the QCI-7 for a demonstration flight. It's time to show our new partners exactly what consciousness can do." The ship's hull pulsed in acknowledgement, its quantum fields rippling with the power of human thought, reshaped into reality. New Horizons. 1 month after humanity's revelation of the QCI-7, the landscape of galactic civilization had transformed beyond recognition. The massive quantum anomaly that had threatened the galaxy now served as the site of the first interspecies consciousness research center, its stabilized energy field maintained by a network of human quantum pilots working in rotation. Maya Chen stood in the center's main observation dome, watching ships from 24 species move through the surrounding space. Each vessel now carried at least one human quantum consciousness pilot, working alongside alien scientists to understand how different forms of consciousness interacted with quantum reality. Neural patterns from the Zorak pilots show promising resonance. Dr. Morrison's voice came through her quantum link. "Their hive-mind consciousness creates unique quantum field configurations we never thought possible." Through the dome's transparent walls, Maya could see the latest prototype ship emerging from the quantum fields, a hybrid vessel designed by human and Centauri engineers. Its hull incorporated both consciousness interface technology and advanced arthropoid biotechnology, creating something entirely new. "Who would have thought?" Sarah said, joining her sister at the observation window. "A month ago, they were laughing at us. Now every major species in the galaxy wants to learn how to think their way through spacetime." Maya smiled, remembering the chaos of those first days after the revelation. The best part was watching High Counselor Zixtal try to explain why they'd dismissed consciousness research for so long. The Council had undergone its own transformation. No longer a hierarchy of technological achievement, it had become a forum for sharing different perspectives on consciousness and reality. Species once considered primitive were now valued for their unique ways of perceiving quantum phenomena. Latest report from the Arcturus training facility. Sarah's neural link displayed the data. 3 more alien species have shown compatibility with modified consciousness interface systems. Each one brings a completely different approach to quantum manipulation. The original QCI-7 floated past the observation dome, its crystalline hull now bearing marks of honor from a dozen worlds. It had become more than a ship. It was a symbol of how one underestimated species had changed the course of galactic history. Ambassador Krull's team made a breakthrough this morning, Maya noted, watching a Centauri research vessel phase through quantum space. Their compound consciousness theory might revolutionize how we understand group quantum interactions. Sarah nodded. And the Zorak temporal consciousness models are helping us explore dimensions we never knew existed. Turns out everyone had pieces of the puzzle. We just needed to learn how to put them together. Through their quantum links, both sisters could sense the vast network of consciousness that now spanned the galaxy. Human pilots working with alien scientists, each learning from the other, exploring the infinite possibilities that opened up when consciousness and quantum reality merged. New anomaly detected in the Carina sector. An alert flashed through the network. But unlike a month ago, there was no panic. A dozen ships, each carrying pilots and scientists from different species, were already moving to investigate. What had once been a threat was now an opportunity for discovery. Hard to believe this all started because they couldn't stop laughing at us, Maya mused, watching the combined fleet disappear into quantum space. Sometimes, Sarah replied, being underestimated is the greatest advantage of all. While they were focused on building bigger ships and stronger weapons, we were free to explore ideas they thought were impossible. The sisters stood in comfortable silence, watching the constant flow of ships through the quantum fields around the research center. Each vessel represented a collaboration between species, a merging of different ways of thinking about consciousness and reality. A group of young alien scientists passed through the corridor behind them, deep in discussion with their human mentors about consciousness theory. The next generation would grow up knowing that the key to understanding the universe wasn't technology alone, but the infinite variety of ways conscious beings could perceive and interact with quantum reality. You know what the best part is, Maya said, her quantum link showing her the countless research projects and explorations happening across the galaxy. No one's laughing anymore. Instead, they're all asking questions, sharing ideas, trying to understand. Sarah smiled. That's humanity's real gift to the galaxy. Not the technology, but the willingness to imagine impossible things and then prove they're possible after all. Above them, another hybrid ship emerged from quantum space, its hull glowing with the combined consciousness signatures of 3 different species working in harmony. The galaxy had changed forever, and it all started because humanity refused to accept the limits of what others thought possible. Ready for your shift? Sarah asked, noting the time. The Carina team requested you specifically for the anomaly investigation. Maya nodded, already feeling her consciousness expanding into the quantum fields around them. Always ready. After all, there's still so much left to discover. As Maya headed for her ship, Sarah watched the endless stream of vessels moving through quantum space, each one carrying beings who had learned to see reality through new eyes. Humanity had done more than prove its worth. It had shown the galaxy that the true frontier wasn't out there in space, but in the infinite potential of consciousness itself. The laughter had stopped, replaced by something far more valuable. Wonder.